What's up, everybody? Freak Show King 661 with another episode of No Custom Left Out. Today we got the boy Jimmy. Jimmy, introduce yourself and let us know what you got rolling back here, man.
Name's Jimmy Chavez, born and raised in San Jose, located out here, Bakersfield, family. Got a family cruiser, the street beater, the 64 Biscayne, on air, and old school Kragers, man.
Yeah, like them Kragers. They look good, nice and shiny. They look like brand new out the box.
Yeah, well, they're my wife's, man, so. I sold her rides. She said that the wheels couldn't go, so I was like, all right.
Gotta keep the wheels, man.
Yeah.
Those are some good Kragers.
Until I find her a Ribby, then they gotta go on the Ribby.
Yeah, I might know somebody that has the Ribby.
Man.
See him, ask my cousin. Maybe he's ready to sell. All right, bro. What year are we looking at here?
It's a 1964. It's a Chevy Biscayne. It was original 283 car with 3-speed, so 3 on the tree. I swapped the motor out. I've had this car for over 20 years, chipping away at it here and there, a little at a time.
Right.
His pocketbook and the family and everything else. Family's always been there, helping out the kids, the wife. The club, like car club, Nomads. They've always been there. You can't really do it on your own. You need that push.
It's hard, man. So you said you had this for a few years. Has it always been your dating, or it's always like, you know what, it's always been on the works, it's been set aside?
Right. Yeah, it started out as a daily driver. Bought it from a cat in San Diego. His old lady ran into it with her Porsche, so the car had to go. So this was years ago. So I paid maybe $1,800 for it. Had a worn out motor, shag carpet, stink bug. And so yeah, first brakes and everything, the suspension, redid the suspension, rebuilt the original 3-speed, all the linkages. Unfortunately, the motor didn't survive the trip over the hill when we moved, so in it right now is a 1970 350 out of a Nova, and it punched over 30 over, so it's a 355. Little cam in it, get over the hill whenever we need to. Go to LA a lot, go up north, so it's nice and safe.
And you drive it all the way out there?
Oh yeah. This was like one of the second cars I wired, so it's new wiring front to back. For my job, I build cars, so that's part of my specialty is the hardlining and electrical systems, all the mechanical stuff, and fit and finish. And so that's part of my thing. So this was like one of the first cars that I kind of cut my teeth on, really, before I started getting paid for it. So.
Right. Cool. So talking about the wheels, you just changed them out. You said, what do we have on here right now? What size are they?
Yeah, right. They used to have a set of OG Kragers. Now they're the newer ones, a little different style, but they're 14.6 with 1 inch of back spacing. So they're pretty deep, and they're sitting on. Right now, I've got them on 185, 75, 14s. For now, I'm thinking about dropping down to 175, 75, but highway, I don't know. I don't know if I want to give up them RPMs, so especially with the 3-speed. So we'll see.
All right. So interior, you're still working on the interior?
Yeah, the interior. There's still some of the remnants of the original interior there. The previous owner, like I said, had blue shag carpet in it and stuff. So ripped all that out. Right now, the Mexican blanket treatment for now. Just put some fresh ones in it. I'll be redoing the dash top and the tailgate, the same colors, but eventually, here back here in a couple weeks, me and my daughter are gonna throw some carpet in it and stuff, make it a little more livable. It gets a little hot on those trips with nothing, no barrier underneath, man. Yeah.
So later on, when you get to the interior, you're gonna try to keep the same style, or you're gonna go with some plush, or you don't want to say anything about that right now?
No, there's no secrets, man. OG headliner, OG carpet. I'd like to have it wrapped in white vinyl and have still have the Mexican blanket inserts. Clean it up a little bit. Nothing. I'd like to put some SS buckets in it in a console, maybe. Do that. Change it up a little bit, but I don't. Super crazy. Not really into big flashy stuff, man.
All right, so since we're inside talking about the interior sound system, you got something crazy, or just keep it clean?
Yeah, since it's a station wagon, man, I mean, there's no place to hide anything. So, and then getting sound, getting a good sound in a big vacant spot, man, it's rough. So it's just, I've got real simple 6.5s in the front, 6x9s in the cargo area. There's a single 10 and a 5-channel, just a PPI 5-channel, just controlling everything. All that stuff was just bought over the years, and the amp, man, the amp I've had for 6-7 years, So real simple, real clean. Everything, all the separates are all Rockford Fosgate. The 10 is a kicker, so it all works. It's nice and clean, real crisp. I don't need to shake the house down, but it sounds it sounds good. It sounds good. It sounds a lot better than some of the other stuff we see. We hear on Chester. So
yeah, it is. And then crisp sound is a lot better than shaking.
Yeah, some of that. I mean, yeah, I'm 50 years old, man. If I'm going to listen to something, I want to listen to it. I don't, I don't have nobody to impress no more. So.
Yeah. It's all right, man. You guys want to keep a loud system, keep your loud system. Ain't nobody knocking it. Everybody's a little different.
That just means I got to turn mine up a little bit when you pull next to me. That's all.
And hear it actually what it's
saying. What you're saying.
All right, cool. I mean, talking about the interior and all that. We'll go back to the undercarriage and talk about the suspension. You said you're running static drop. You were trying to keep it more in that area. So I know you switched over to air.
Yeah.
So what kind of management do you have under there?
Switched over to the dark side. Yeah, I had it static for a long time. I was real anti-airbags, anti-everything, because I kept getting asked, "Is it on air?" And no, man, scraping stuff, pulling my bumper apart. So yeah, I switched over to the dark side. I've got a Rytec compressor and just a small tank. It's nothing really. It's just a up-down kind of setup. Their bolt-in kit for this body style for this frame setup is really good. All I did was massage the mounting points a little bit just to get it, because on a lot of the dealer installed stuff, you'll see when the 64s don't lay out all the way. The back end kind of sits up a little bit when it's laid out. So I raised the top, basically just lowered the fucking cup a little bit, and got rid of some bump stops and shaved some stuff down. And just to get her down, now she, if the exhaust wasn't there, it'd be on the frame. So.
Now you're just pushing on the exhaust a little bit.
Yeah, you can hear it when it comes down. It starts settling down, and I got to raise the next is raising the drive shaft tunnel in the back. So when we go, I'm gonna put some blocks on the back back bumper. Go in when we cruise. I'll drop it down, lay some sparks back. So
some drag blocks.
Yeah, a little drag block action down there. I don't want some cats they run spacers, so their drag blocks are like 4 inches down. I want my drag blocks just underneath. So
to drag. Nice
drag. I'd drag the front cross member, but I don't know what. I don't want to find out if I have a fuel leak or something. I don't want to light up. But I've seen some of those cats who this blue streak follow them down the street. So you better fix some leaks, man.
I mean, since I've seen it, it's a cool wagon.
Thanks, sir.
I like the style of it.
Yeah, she's rough around the edges. We're still chipping away at her, but the family, all the families put in work on it. For my oldest son, my middle son, and now my daughter helps me out. The wife is always there, to help out.
She lets you borrow her wings?
Yeah. For now, they're on loan. They're on loan. So.
Yeah, tell us about the paint, man.
The base coat. When I bought it, it was all base coated out. So had a dude throw some pinstripe, some seaweed flames on it a while back, and then a friend of mine, Will, who's a local cat, me and him sanded down the top, fixed some rust spots it had in it, and laid down it's got a House of Color, shimmer on white, and then for the base, and then we used some House of Color flake on it, and then another dude kind of laid over a little pearl into it. The pearl it doesn't kick off a lot, and we did that paint like years ago. So now she's starting to check out a little bit. So it's going to be time to redo the top. I think I'm going to step out. There's a friend local. I think I'm going to have him redo it the same way, but then throw some patterns in it and stuff, and maybe some endless line. I'm real. Growing up in the '70s, so in San Jose, lowrider scene was just kicking off, and so a lot of that influence is with the car. From the name on the side to the choice of paint and just trying to keep things kind of clean. To the wheels, the '70s lowriding, and all that whole era of what our culture was doing and everything plays a big part in a lot of stuff I do now. So, keep that '70s style. Pay homage to the street cars that were out in the day.
Yeah, man. So you got something on your window there.
Yeah.
Is there a reason, or is it just like, sounds good, looks good?
No, so the wagon is called The World is a Ghetto. It actually goes back to when I was a kid, growing up in San Jose, and things weren't always cool. We all have, stories of how we grew up, and that song's always, ever since I was a kid, hanging out with my Nino and my Nina, washing his Ribby, and he'd take me out, cruising Astoria King and stuff, and listen to that song. That song just reminds me a lot of being a kid and just hoping that hoping there's something else, something better down the line. You know what I mean? And that if you listen to that song, it's wherever we go, we take our environment with us. So it's not some victim thing or something like that. I mean, that's just how some of us grew up, and that's we take it with us, and we build on it. We don't let it put you in the grave or put you in the big house, but you keep striving, you keep going, and keep soldiering on, and so that's it means a lot to me. So that's why we named it.
Let's get it. Talking about names, you said you guys had a car club called Nomads. Is that strictly just classic cars, or is it a mixture of everything?
Well,
Years that you can.
yeah, we try to keep. I mean, there's really, we don't really have a year cut off, but there's a certain style that we look for. Like if I got my '64. Another club brother, Lefty, has a '60 Corvair. It's green, but it has four-look craters, thin whites. It's lowered, just that real clean. And then I've got a brother over by Long Beach, Chop 47 Merc, super traditional. My '55 Pontiac, 3 deuce on the original Pontiac motor. That one's super traditional, late '50s, mild custom. We've got, we don't have any muscle cars. No motorcycles, nothing like that. Whatever era that car is, we try to stay. We want them to stay truthful to their era. Right. We've got a couple members in Oklahoma now. They used to be local. They moved to Oklahoma. They've got super traditional late '50s, early '60s Watson style mild customs. Paint jobs and everything. So we really try to stay traditional with the eras on the cars. I've been itching to get a bug, so who knows? We might have a bug. We might have a bug division or mini truck division. Who knows? But yeah, we don't get super stuck up on stuff. But we got a pretty good guideline.
Now that you guys are based here in Bakersfield, how do you see the car scene out here? How do you feel about it?
It's if you're a street rodder, there's a lot of stuff, which is cool. I'm not to the New Balance stage yet, or jean shorts. So, if you got a street rod, there's plenty of stuff. Traditional custom stuff, there is nothing out here that I've seen. Lowrider scene out here is I mean, you can set your watch to it, man. Those caps are 46 degrees on for 46 degrees at night to 106, man. Those they're out. They don't care. Tops down, big jackets. So lowrider scene out here, I dig. The mini truck, sport truck stuff, I see starting to kick off. Always try to make it from toy drives and the club barbecues and stuff like that. I always try to make an effort to go out, support local dudes, and the lowrider community here is really they're pretty cool, man. Pretty accepting. I don't have the flashiest thing, and it's not the loudest system or nothing like that. But I've never had anybody say,
But we got the car culture out here. Everybody's welcome.
Yeah,
it's welcome. It's inviting. It's like ain't nobody pushing you away because of the way you're actually the time period of your build.
Right.
Like if it's still in the works, it's still accepted.
Yeah.
As long as you're coming out and being a part of it, it's all welcome.
Even I got a friend up in Lindsay. We head up there to his car club barbecues and stuff. And they're always super appreciative that we make them. It's like an hour and a half drive or something like that. Yeah, hour cruise. Through the farmland, but they're always cool. Super supportive of heading out there and showing them support. And so yeah, everybody around here has been. I'm sure there's dudes that don't like this and that, but for the most part, it's been real supportive, and everybody's real welcoming. It's a cool spot.
Hey man, well, like I said, I appreciate the time. Thanks for going over the ride with us. If you want to give any shout outs to anybody?
Family, my wife Sharon, my kids, Sean Jr. and Mary Jane. Everybody's had a hand in this. My car club, Nomads, everybody in them, always pushing each other, checking on each other. Friends outside, my friends at the shop here, Born Vintage, these Rock and Kamaka, those guys supported me a lot. Let me use the facilities on the weekend, not really batting an eye, and then then Phil letting us use one of the shops, to film and get us out of it, because it's kind of raining outside.
It was raining out there this morning.
So, and you, man, for giving people that aren't going to get in the magazine or aren't going to get Autotopia, interviews or something like that. You know what I mean? Going around and interviewing the other guys, the dudes that are putting in work and still out there on the streets, kicking up dirt. If it wasn't for YouTubers like yourself and your channel and your pages and stuff, the scene would get boring. You know what I mean? You gotta add some flavor to this stuff, man.
A little different. They're not all complete builds and not all Trader Green, as they call them. They're still in the process of being built. And that was the whole reason why I wanted to make this channel, is letting you know it's okay to come out with an unfinished ride and go to the cruise nights, come out to events, shows, bring your vehicle out to a show, even if it's not complete. There is a under construction category at these events as well. The thing was, when I was starting to build my ride, I felt uncomfortable because it was incomplete.
Right.
It was still, the paint was faded, the suspension wasn't all that great. But little by little, I started putting in, getting the paint done and all that. And all right, now I felt a little bit more comfortable bringing it out and around. But I still came out when it wasn't finished.
Right.
And I still ain't done.
Right. They're never done.
So
never.
But I thank you for that, man. And like I said, this is what this channel's for. Showing up to everybody, not just one specific style, not one specific genre or just complete vehicles.
Right.
I want to get that progress going through it. And it's all right, man. If you ain't got one finished, you can still come out.
Break it out, break your family.
Don't hold yourself back, man. And people start seeing you, they start seeing your ride, and they start seeing the progress on it, and they start giving you ideas, and you can use that toward your benefit, and and then it gives you a little bit more. How do you call it? It builds up your motivation to get out there and start doing this. It won't be on pause for so long.
Right.
But Jim, I thank you very much again. Thanks to Born Vintage for letting us borrow the shop, and get a little close up on Jimmy's ride back here, and stay tuned. And we'll catch you at the next one. Freak Show King 661, Jimmy, Nomads, we're out. Peace.
Good. Right on, man.